Good morning, students. We are going to talk about peer pressure and substance abuse. You ought to be able to identify situations in which you are exposed to peer pressure and to learn strategies to avoid it at the end of this lesson. Let's begin. The topic, substance abuse and peer pressure. The objective of this lesson is for you to identify peer pressure situations and suggest strategies to handle them. Let's look at the examples that you have been handed. Tabo's situation. His friends are pressuring him to drink. This is a direct form of peer pressure because it's an explicit request. So it's not subtle. It's very clear what they want. Indirect peer pressure is much more subtle. It is when you feel you have to follow a certain trend in order to fit in. Why does it matter to be able to identify peer pressure? Peer pressure influences choices and can lead to risky behavior like substance abuse. The goal is to recognize and think critically before you act. Let's take a look at some steps that you can take to analyze peer pressure situations. First of all, identify the type of peer pressure. Is it direct or indirect? Then, recognize the consequences of the choice. Is it possible to have social consequences? That means to be excluded. Or are there any health risks involved, like alcohol and substance abuse? And are there any legal risks? And this is especially in regards to social media, to be very aware of the legal risks of things that you do. Then you need to consider your responses. You can refuse politely and explain that it is not something that you're going to be part of. You can suggest alternative activities to your friends, or you can choose to just leave the situation. You need to make a decision. Choose what is best and the most responsible action, and focus on critical thinking. You really need to think clearly when you're in a situation where you are exposed to peer pressure, and just say no. Okay, let's look at Lerato's case. In her case, it is indirect peer pressure. Where she is expected to skip a group meeting. Okay, so the consequences of this would be that she would miss out on valuable learning opportunities, and it would result in affecting her grades in a negative way. Possible responses is to convince her peers to attend the meeting and the lesson. Or she could go alone and work independently if needed. You need to make a decision. She needs to make a decision to attend the meeting, prioritize learning, and resist the peer pressure in the long run. Resisting peer pressure is not easy, but it is possible, and it is possible to make responsible decisions if you can identify the type of pressure. Use the 4-step method to help you. Identify the type of peer pressure, recognize the consequences, consider critically, thinking what your response is going to be, and then make a decision on how you are going to react. These skills protect you and help you to stick to your goals, your reputation, and your well-being. Never give up. Keep on trying and be prepared in advance for certain situations that you anticipate is going to come up. All the best, and I hope you learn a lot from this lesson.